34-year-old Zohran Mamdani reached New York City Hall for his inauguration ceremony riding Richard Chow's yellow cab. It was a historic moment, because a little more than 5 years ago, Zohran Mamdani, then a fresh assembly member and just having turned 30, promised with cabbie Richard Chow and others to sit on a hunger strike till politicians provided debt relief for New York City cab drivers. 15 days of hunger strike ended in a happy note and founded the base for Mamdani's mayoral election win. Richard Chow was overwhelmed to drive the new mayor for the grounded and not grand inaugural ceremony on 1st January 2026.
New York City inauguration and celebration with him together today. I'm very happy. Congratulations to him. I'm happy. Happy New Year to everyone. The New Yorker riding the yellow cab, and we are happy to serve all the New York City. Thank you so much.
Please repeat after me.
Zohran Mamdani used a historic Quran borrowed from the New York Public Library for his swearing-in.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support.
And a second one that belonged to his grandfather. While guests and the press gathered inside the City Hall grounds, New York City staged a 7-block-long public block party. It was a new twist on the traditionally ticketed inauguration format. It was a message sent out loud and clear.
Thank you to my parents, Mama and Baba, for raising me, for teaching me how to be in this world, and for having brought me to this city. Thank you to my family from Kampala to Delhi. And thank you to my wife, Rama. For being my best friend and for always showing me the beauty in everyday things. And most of all, thank you to the people of New York. And the Charter of the City of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
The duties of.
And with that, Mayor Mamdani was inaugurated on first day of 2026 to serve as the mayor of New York City for next 4 years.
May God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Welcome to this special broadcast. New York City has scripted history, a defining moment at the City Hall, a political first in the Big Apple, as a new face of power took charge on the first day of the new year. Zohran Mamdani has been sworn in as New York City's new mayor. The Indian origin Democrat took oath of office as the first Muslim mayor of America's largest city, placing his hand on the Quran, marking a milestone moment in the city's political and cultural history.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of you. And I can't think of a better way to usher in 2026 than to be amongst family and friends and to inaugurate the man who will bring about a new era of progress, promise, and prosperity for New York City. Zohran, I am so proud of what you have accomplished, and I'm filled with joy about what we will accomplish for our beloved city over the coming years. And so with that, let us begin. Please repeat after me and raise your right hand. I, Zohran Mamdani,
Zohran Mamdani,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
New mayor of New York City kicked off his first day in office by signing a series of executive orders aimed at tackling housing affordability and strengthening tenant protections, keeping his poll promise.
At midnight last night, I swore my oath to become the mayor of New York City. Just a few hours ago, today, I celebrated with tens of thousands of New Yorkers. Many of them left our ceremony to return to houses and apartments that do not feel like homes, where bad landlords do not make repairs, where rents constantly rise, where roaches crawl in the hallways and heat in the chill of winter comes rarely, if ever. These New Yorkers voted for a new day for our city because the past one is clouded by housing insecurity and instability, where they cannot afford a life of dignity in the city that they love. Today, on the first day of this new administration, on the day where so many rent payments are due, we will not wait to deliver action.
And now, please welcome Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
34-year-old Zohran Mamdani vowed during a public swearing-in ceremony on the steps of New York City Hall to enact an aggressive agenda aimed at making the America's largest city more affordable for working people.
My fellow New Yorkers, today begins a new era. I stand before you, moved by the privilege of taking this sacred oath, humbled by the faith that you have placed in me, and honored to serve as either your 111th or 112th mayor of New York City. But I do not stand alone. I stand alongside you, the tens of thousands of you gathered here in Lower Manhattan, warmed against the January chill by the resurgent flame of hope. I stand alongside countless more New Yorkers watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboards of parked taxicabs at LaGuardia, from hospitals in Mott Haven and libraries in El Barrio. My friends.
Zohran Mamdani, a member of the Democratic Party's left-wing Democratic Socialist faction, was elected last November in a high-profile poll.
I'm so proud to be standing here today as the mayor-elect of the greatest city in the world.
Mamdani's victory is expected to shape this year's US midterm elections, which will determine control of the US Congress. Some Democrats have embraced his political style, while Republicans have sought to portray him as a foil on the national stage.
They want to know if the left can govern. They want to know if the struggles that afflict them can be solved. They want to know if it is right to hope again. So standing together with the wind of purpose at our backs, we will do something that New Yorkers do better than anyone else. We will set an example for the world.
To administer the oath of office.
Many of New York's 8 million residents, some with hope, some with trepidation, expect him to be a disruptive political force. Whichever way the wind blows, one thing is for sure, that Zohran Mamdani, as the new mayor of New York City, has ushered in a gush of fresh air, and for the first time setting new benchmark for governance and politics across the world. Bureau Report, India Today.
The distance between New York and New Delhi is nearly 12,000 kilometers, yet Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York, has kept his Indian origin links alive and close to his heart. The Democratic Socialist is known for his fight for political prisoners across the globe, and he has been particularly vocal about Indian political prisoner Umar Khalid. When Umar Khalid's parents met Mamdani in New York in December last year, he immediately penned a note for Umar Khalid. On the day Zohran Mamdani was inaugurated, that note got him into a vortex of controversy in India.
Within hours of Zohran Kwame Mamdani being inaugurated as the new mayor of New York City, his handwritten letter in support of Umar Khalid was posted in social media by the incarcerated JNU scholar's partner, Bano Jyotsna Lahiri. In the letter, Mamdani struck an emotional tone, writing that he often reflects on Khalid's words about resisting bitterness even in difficult times. Umar Khalid is an accused in the Northeast Delhi riots' larger conspiracy case and an activist who is currently incarcerated in Delhi's Tihar jail under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. And this is not the only time when New York City's new mayor has shown his support for Umar Khalid. Right before the Prime Minister of India was scheduled to pay a visit in Washington DC last year, Mamdani, then an aspirant in the mayoral race, read out prison notes of Umar Khalid in a public meeting.
So this is Umar's writings. On a cold February morning earlier this year, I was taken out from jail in a police van for my first peshi in court since my arrest in September last year.
Umar Khalid and several activists behind bars on charges of terrorism for their participation in protest against the new citizenship regime in 2020. Police have linked the stir to communal riots in the national capital in February 2020. And 12 of the 18 accused, including Umar Khalid, remain behind bars awaiting trial and are repeatedly denied bail. Zohran Mamdani is not the only American lawmaker raising a voice in Umar Khalid's support. 8 members of the US Congress have expressed support for Umar Khalid, and several activists behind bars on charges of terrorism for their participation in protest against the CAA in the year 2020, demanding fair trial. Bureau Report, India Today.
34-year-old Zohran Mamdani campaigned heavily on cost of living issues and was sharply critical of Republican President Donald Trump, whose approval rating has fallen over the past year amid economic concerns. Despite both being very critical of each other, when they met at the Oval Office, it was cordial and respectful, paving the way for a smooth governance in the future. Perhaps?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace.
Just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting.
Months of bitter bickering, petty politicking, and even ugly name-calling, ending up with the most unexpected scenes of bonhomie and mutual admiration. An unexpected meeting between the arch-rivals President Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. The first meeting marked a surprising pivot in tone between two political rivals. After having branded Mamdani a communist lunatic, Trump has now lauded Mamdani's election success.
We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people.
Even vowing to help Mamdani rather than hurt him.
I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous setback for the city.
Meanwhile, Mandani, who had referred to Donald Trump as a fascist in the past, tried damage control when confronted by the press, only to receive unexpected help from Donald Trump himself.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
After this successful meeting at the White House, now the big question remains. Will this truce last after Mamdani takes office on January 1st? Bureau Report, India Today.
4th November 2025 marked a historic win in New York City. Celebrations erupted as Zohran Mamdani scripted history. The son of Indian Ugandan immigrants, Mandani became the city's first Muslim and South Asian origin mayor, defeating former Governor Andrew Cuomo in a political upset that shook America's establishment. With chants of Free Palestine and echoes of Nehru's tryst with destiny, the Big Apple witnessed a revolution at the ballot box. But little is known about the man himself. Here's a special report to understand who exactly is Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani has emerged as a landmark figure in American politics. Mamdani's recent victory in the New York City mayoral election signals much more than a single electoral win. As demographics shift and progressive voices push for change, Mamdani represents both a symbolic and substantive break from the past, challenging the stereotypes. But let's tell you all about Zohran Mamdani, particularly his Indian connection. Mandani was born to Indian origin parents Mira Nair and Mahmood Mamdani in Kampala of Uganda. He moved to New York with his family at the age of 7 and was mostly raised in America. But his Indian heritage has figured in media coverage and his personal narrative too. Mamdani, for example, quoted India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru in his victory speech and also celebrated with Bollywood music.
Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance.
But why is his win so historic? Before contesting for the mayoral election in New York City, the 34-year-old used to actually compose and produce rap music. So he's grown from that to become New York City mayor.
Even your nyumba's not too far. You're meeting someone, this trip is even cheaper than sambusa. He'll take you where you go and just accept the offer. Otherwise, get ready to tambura. Cause everybody knows he got the best taxi with the best backseat, with room for all your luggage and your own sufi. Well, it's the truth, why don't you sit and see?
He was elected to the New York State Assembly in 2020, identifies himself as a Democratic Socialist and campaigned on several factors: affordability, housing, transit and social justice issues. It resonated with the people of New York. So why does this win matter so much? Well, Zohran Mamdani is the first Muslim, first person of South Asian and Indian origin. Also, he's the youngest mayor of New York City in its history. His win also points to a generational and ideological shift in which working class voters, immigrant communities and younger demographics have played decisive roles. And then there's the M factor. Practicing Muslim in US politics is a factor that makes this win special. Mamdani's victory comes amid rising Islamophobia in America, and it shows how a candidate with Muslim identity combined with a strong grassroots platform can actually overcome entrenched bias and high-profile opposition. The M factor here doesn't just mean being Muslim. It means leveraging community identity, authenticity and progressive values developing in the United States. As far as India goes, Mamdani, as I said, has celebrated his heritage. But politically, he's also been openly critical of Prime Minister Modi and the BJP, accusing them of promoting intolerance and eroding India's pluralism. He even made a comment about Gujarat, saying that Gujarat has been wiped out of a certain community. And then politically, he's also fighting it out with Trump. It's sparked several controversies in America. Mamdani's campaign and win did not come without backlash. President Donald Trump supported Andrew Cuomo against Zohran Mamdani in a post on his Truth Social account. He publicly criticized Mamdani, warning that his leadership would be disastrous, as he put it, for New York City. Trump earlier also made a comment in an interview that he would cut federal funding to New York City if Mamdani wins the election. And in response, here's what Mamdani had said in his victory speech to Trump.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
But besides Trump, Mamdani was also the target of significant Islamophobic and nativist sentiment online and in public discourse. Zohran Mamdani's triumph is more than a single electoral milestone. It's a statement about representation, about shifting political dynamics and the possibilities for new leadership in diverse societies. While he now faces a very real challenge of governance, his victory sends across a clear message of progressive vision and grassroots support to reshape political landscapes.
Zohran Mamdani has just started his journey as the mayor. Will he walk the talk or will he also falter like many others? We will be watching out and bring you all the details. But for now, that's all the time we had for this special broadcast. Time for a short commercial break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned to India Today.